Hourman. DC Multiverse, McFarlane Toys. There he is. Back to the stupid capes. But when was I ever going to get an Iron Man? I have an Hourman. Guys, this figure irritates me and is exciting at the same time. JSA, I love the JSA. This was going to be so good. Simple figure, easy design, big yellow cloak with wireframe. It was going to be perfect. Instead, we went back to the rubber capes. I'm not a fan of that at all. I don't like that. We're definitely probably going to look. But this is one of those things that I'd said, I'm not going to get him. Then I was at Target. And you can call this FOMO. I wouldn't necessarily argue with you. But there's an argument to be made here as to why I did this that goes beyond FOMO. Even though one could definitely argue. I got there. There are only literally 2 figures on the shelf. In all of Target. 2 figures. In terms of DC. One of them is the 2-pack of Superman that they cannot sell. Superman and Ultraman. They just can't sell that stupid thing. One of them is Hourman. And I'm looking at him. And I'm like, Hourman. I love the JSA. I think that's so cool. Stupid cape. But then the more I look at him, I start asking myself very real questions. How long will it be before you ever get an Hourman again? I mean, realistically, when's the next time we're going to get a Jay Garrick, an Alan Scott? When's the next time we're going to get Hands? Like, you think Wildcats gonna come out in the Mattel run, Wave 2, Wave 3? It's not that I'm against the idea that it's going back to Mattel. I'm kind of excited to see what they're gonna do, but I'm also not oblivious to the fact that we're gonna have to go through this whole thing again. And if you've been in DC, like I have, and I've been collecting for many, many years now, this is like the 4th time we've started over. Every time they come out, it's a bit of a different scale. Every time they come out, they want to put their own idea to it. And that's not a bad thing. It keeps it interesting. But it also kind of guarantees that everything that you bought on your last go-around is now pointless. It's dead weight. It does nothing for you. It's not going to mend well with a lot of the other things on your shelf. You want 6-inch figures. You want 7-inch figures. You want, or like those new ones that just came out. I can't remember. Was it Beast Kingdom? They're like 8 inches. They're like big figures, but they look fantastic. But like, who are they going to go with? They're too big for this even. And even this, I was out of this for a long time because they didn't mend well with anything on my shelf. So it took me a long time to even jump into the McFarlane stuff. And then I jumped in and then I was like, you know what? Let's go for it. They're decent enough figures. They're at a decent price point. They're improving all the time. Let's get some DC. And for what it's worth, I've been very happy with what I've got. I can complain here and there, but if I'm being perfectly honest about it, it really doesn't bother me that much. So I start getting them. And so I'm sitting there thinking about all of this. When it hits me, Bill, it's one thing to pass up most of this line because you know it's dying and you know that it's not going to go with the next line that comes out, and you really don't, this is a line that's going to stand alone, and so whatever, right? But JSA is a deep dive. There are people that don't even know the JSA is a thing. And I know how that sounds to people that are like into comic books. What? Everybody knows. No, they don't. They don't. Guys, I work in a field where I deal with a lot of people all the time. And you could call them a lot of regular people. People that are older than me, my age, and younger. And they're not like toy collectors and they're not like comic book readers, but some of them, they'll be like, oh, like a couple of them actually watch my show. And they'll be like, who's that guy that you got? What is that? And I'll tell them, oh, well, Wildcat is part of the JSA. And they're like, what is that? Like another Justice League? They don't know. Because the Justice Society of America is so long ago. And even when it was brought back, it wasn't brought back into the absolute mainstream. There are people that read comic books direct that do not know. Like they have a general concept that there used to be something else, but not any of the characters. So if you're talking about a deep dive, are we going to get this guy again? I'm sorry, I don't see it happening. So I said to myself, if it's JSA, bite the bullet. Because chances are when you go to the next wave of DC and start a whole collection all over again for like the 5th time, you're not getting this. So I bought him. I bought this superhero. See, kids, if you want to be a hero, the options are open for you. Be yourself. Be a good person. Do right. Take drugs. Oops. I mean, well, more like a formula that was created, like, I mean, it's drugs. It's drugs, As crazy as this is going to sound, this guy created a formula. And when he takes it, it's basically drugs. Guys, that's what it is. It's a performance enhancer. We'll compare it to steroids, I guess. When he takes some steroids, he gains super strength and super durability on an extreme level for 1 hour. So he sees evil, and then he gets his hourglass, and then he flips it and takes his drugs, and then gets superpowers, and has it pretty much down to a science that he's going to get about an hour out of it. So, drugs? Like, there's no other way to explain what was going on. Guys, that's what it was. That's what he did. I'll bet you it probably says something on his card. Because if I'm remembering right, and I'm pretty sure I am, that's what was going on here. Let's open him. Wow. Stupid cape. So, his cape is always in motion. He will always have the wind blowing. He will never just stand normal. It's fairly malleable. It looks like it's glued into a peg on his back. And it looks like his head is, because like this is a pretty malleable material. I wonder if I got in there, I don't know how much skill it would take. Probably not a lot, to be fair. I have a feeling I could rip this cape off. It would take me time to do it. And I would have to be careful how I went about it. But I think I could rip that cape off. And I could probably make his cape. It can't be that hard. And if I can't do it, I know somebody that can do it for me. Hourman gets a trigger finger hand. For if drugs don't work, I guess he'll just shoot you. and a punching hand for when drugs work. You don't want none of this because he has super drug punching powers. Look, guys, I'm going to look at that card. I am almost 100% sure that I am right, that I'm telling you exactly what I remember here. Rex Tyler. Several heroes have taken the codename Hourman. So this is Rex Tyler, which I believe is the first one of them. He's like from the original comic books. And then I think he's one of those things that he's kind of like a mantle that's got passed down through other people. Kind of like Commander Steel. Yeah, that because we had that talk about that in the Commander Steel video. The first was brilliant chemist Rex Tyler. So yeah, who invented a vitamin that he called Miraclu. It gave Rex superpowers, but only for 1 hour. Donning a distinctive caped and hooded costume, Rex was a founding member of the Justice Society of America. Unfortunately, this is gold. I couldn't have wrote this better. Unfortunately, he became addicted to Miraclo and was unable to develop a non-addictive version. Rex was almost killed by a time-warping villain, Extant, during 0 Hour, but Android Hourman Matthew Tyler switched places and saved him. Druggy superhero man. Hourman. Superpowers from a addictive vitamin, which is so addictive that it's dangerous for you and you can't get off of it. You're a role model. You really show them people what it means to be a hero. You're look, guys, he's JSA. He's goofy. He's of his time. But he is kind of a serious contextual idea as well. If you had the chance to be a superhero, how many of us wouldn't take it, right? There's this idea. If I offered you superpowers, how many of us wouldn't take it? He found a way to do it. But then his vitamin did him no favors. He became an addict and couldn't get off of it. And because there's no other way to develop the serum or vitamin that is safe, it is an addictive substance that gives him unbelievable powers. He can't get off of it. He can't save himself. There is some interesting commentary behind this guy. And I was pretty sure I remembered that. When I started the video, I was like, I'm pretty sure I remember this guy's like a drug addict. His superpowers is addict. But I don't care. I knew he was JSA. I knew that I'd seen him in multiple books. I knew that I kind of remembered that whole situation. And I wanted him. And here he is. And so, am I really going to complain? They could have made him better. I think that I can fix him. He doesn't need to come with a flight stand, so we don't need to have that argument. He's fine. And for what it's worth, he moves like every other McFarlane figure. He'll do just fine, especially for the era that he's supposed to be from. If he just needs to run and punch somebody and jump up into the air with his Superman punch here, he'll look just fine kind of doing it, and we'll be fine with it. Bow! He's going to do everything I need him to do. He didn't need to be anything more than this. And that's something that's cool about JSA figures in general is JSA stuff is from a time when superheroes were so much more simple that you don't really expect or need too much out of them. You just need them. That's fine. Yeah, he's added to the shelf. Not going to complain. Awesome.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.